Okay, this is gonna be a very interesting video. And it's gonna be no music, me scruffing my beard a little bit, or the little peach fuzz hairs, and just thinking about what I'm going to say. First things first, though, I'm pretty sure you see the title. You see it already. You know what to expect. I am buying Hogwarts Legacy day one. Not for the reasons that the internet believes, but I will get to that in a moment. Now, there's a breadcrumb trail of controversy about this game. I'm sure you've all seen it. If you have a Twitter, you know what the deal is for buying this game. Now, here's my assumption, right? I think people are condemning others for buying Hogwarts Legacy simply off the strength that J.K. Rowling is definitely transphobic, or she said transphobic comments in the past. I don't know the severity of these comments. I don't peek into her side of the world, so if I am very, very unknowing in that category, I do apologize. I just know that supposedly people are mad because she's made them, and owning one of the biggest IPs ever, or at least getting royalties from it, you sort of have those people upset. Those previous fans that's like, I'm not supporting this game. I'm not supporting this person. I'm done, etc. So people will do that. People can do that. Whether boycotts have a varying degree of success or failure is up to God and the numbers in the sky, because usually, I would say 90% of the time, boycotts barely work. We've discussed this on the channel. We've talked about this when the whole Bayonetta thing was happening. People were gonna buy Bayonetta 3 regardless, even if Helena Taylor was guilty, not guilty. That game still would have been copped and played. That being said, my reasons for buying Hogwarts Legacy is not due to transphobia support. It's not due to loving J.K. Rowling. I could give a fuck about Rowling, to be honest. Like, I care more about the Harry Potter world than anything else. Like, that's the most important thing. And it's okay if a bad creator is ousted out and other people want to take a franchise and do something amazing with it. You know what I mean? I know it's not to the level of severity as this, but when Michael Bay was doing like all those terrible Transformers movies, you know what I mean? People said he should go, step down, the quality sucks. And all of a sudden, new people came into Transformers, they took it over, and they made something better out of it when we got to Bumblebee. That was a good movie. So, what people are trying to do with this controversy is they're trying to conflate it with rampant transphobia and say, if you buy this game, you're a transphobe. Okay. I could be the person in the world that is the least discriminatory to transphobic people or homosexual people. You know what I mean? I don't discriminate at all as a straight person. You know what I mean? I accept everybody in terms of I definitely accept people that are different from me, and all types of stuff like that. But there are some people that I really don't like on social media, and that's just due to their opinions and being bad faith content creators. I'm not anti this or anti that. I'm just anti stupid. I don't like being lumped into the same category as these people that are saying, hey, if you buy this game, you're a Rowling enthusiast, and that could be further from the truth. I am buying this game for the fun factor. I think it looks fun. I think it looks amazing. I love the wizarding world. a lot. I think it looks grand as a spectacle, like that giant map and seeing, all the stuff you could do. And I just want to be an evil Slytherin god and use my magic on people and just do a lot of spells, combos. You know what I mean? I've been covering this game for a while now, and people know my excitement level is high. I plan to talk about it with my co-host on the IES, which is female, so I don't hate females, or I don't hate gays or anything like that, but there are people that will conflate that opinion just because you are buying this game for varied and fun reasons, and I just think that's ridiculous. I've seen that happen in personal circles where people have done that, and I just don't get it. Like, okay, if you don't want to support the game or Rowling or anything like that's cool, but to impede on other folks who are having a more fun factor to it just because, and you're not understanding where they're coming from or anything like that, is pretty much very one-sided. Like, it's the most one-sided thing I could think of on Earth with how people are acting about this game. Now, of course, Rowling is going to get her golden package as someone who has created a franchise. I believe that just is paramount for everything. Like, are we going to get to the point where we can't enjoy games anymore because of this notion? I mean, there's always going to be someone that creates an IP that you don't like or that you can't stand, that you despise, and someone else is going to take those reins and do something with it, and they're going to get royalties or they're going to get paid. It's just the way of business. It's the way of nature. It's how, these contracts work. John Carpenter, he still gets like fucking money from Halloween like every singular second when they make a new one. He's entitled to it because he is the one that gravitated that franchise. So everyone's going to get their golden package or golden parachute regardless. Like, let's knock this shit off. It happens with everyone. If you're a creator, you're gonna get those royalty checks. That being said, you know what I mean, I'm not going to deter my fun just because of that notion. I think that, of course, it happens, but Portkey has said 5,000 times in their Discord, we just want to make a fun, enjoyable experience that people love and appreciate in this world. This world is very important to us. We don't have any association with Rowling outside of her little bonus package. That's it. Why can't I just play this game for the fun of it? Why can't I just say, hey, I don't have these notions that you're thinking of? Why can't people just buy the game to have fun, man? Like, why? Why is it? Well, why is that? Like, literally speaking, I saw someone on my timeline say, oh, they're the directors of Cars 2 and all these other mid games. Oh, I can't imagine folks buying games from Portkey. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't care. I don't care what they made previously. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck, right? You know what I care about? I care about the game they're making now, and if that's going to gratify me in the long run. Because I'm of the opinion where it's like, if someone has a resume, whether they have one or they don't, and it's good or bad, if they're making a new game, you never know if they can slam that out of the park or not. Because it's a new experience. It might not be tied to any of the resources or research or development they had in the past. You never know if that could be really, really spectacular or just really, really mid. It's all up to when the game releases and when we actually play it and get our hands on the stick, that it could all be determined from there. So it's kind of, this is the weirdest situation I've been in. I've literally had mutuals like get upset about this because I'm buying a game for fun and they think I'm getting the game for intentions against them. If you hate Rowling, good, like throw tomatoes at her, I guess. That's the safest way. Um but just because I'm getting this does not mean I'm impeding on any sort of progress or progression or stuff like that. I just want a good time. So you understand where I'm coming from with this. And I'm sure there's other people out there who are buying Hogwarts Legacy who also want to have a good time and just play the game and see how it is without these weird social media connotations behind them. I'm sure you'll understand if you are indeed listening from start to finish and not mincing a word, that there's going to be people buying this not because Rowling is getting royalties, but because they just want a fun fucking game. So I figured I might as well get this off my chest because it really is a weird time to talk about Hogwarts Legacy. I feel if people are going to take this and move it to my live streams when we go to February and we talk about the game on stream and I'm playing and having an enjoyable time and someone comes in, and I know there's always that one person that comes in my live stream and I have to put them in the corner and have to talk the debate, so to speak. So I'm just putting this video out preemptively before that happens. I'm buying the game not for the reasons you think. I'm buying it for the fun factor, the wizarding world and all the goodies in there. If you have a problem with Rowling, you know, be my guest. Be my non-violent guest, you know, do that shit. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it, you know, trying to keep the peace, but you know, that never happens at all. I'm trying to open up as to my reasoning behind it, and maybe, you know, just sort of aid the developers a little bit, because they've been getting like so much blowback for no reason whatsoever, and we've seen bad creators before. Once again, I don't like what's his name? I was gonna say Shinji Mikami, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. Fuck, he's the guy who created Mega Man. His name is on the tip of my tongue. Keiji Inafune. Yes, Keiji Inafune is garbage, right? A lot of people aren't really vibing with David Jaffe, and that's mostly because of his podcast. And I heard he was the infamous guy who made the whole God of War Ragnarok, his DLC bogus nonsense. It's not a real sequel, and people don't take kindly to his thoughts, but he is the creator of God of War. And there's other great people. We could say that Cory Barlog and Eric Williams have taken God of War to new heights without David I can't beat Metroid Dread Jaffe. You could say that Hideki Kamiya, also a guy, that bald-headed motherfucker, always blocks people on Twitter each and every single time. They can't stand Hideki Kamiya. He's the guy that created Devil May Cry. Now the forefather of that series is Itsuno, you know what I mean? Itsuno is the guy that works on DMC now, and he took that series to new heights despite the controversial creator who was the one that created it in the first place. Are we going to boycott everything? I'm not going to do that. Let's give you some more examples. Like, we came out with the idea of the Days Gone ex-developers, John Garvin and Jake Rocket. I think Jake Rocket said that Days Gone sold more than Ghost of Tsushima, which is a bad faith argument. It sold less, Ghost sold more. And then you got fucking John Garvin. He created my favorite franchise ever, Siphon Filter. He came out and said, oh, the reason why people hated Days Gone was because they thought it was like they didn't like the fact that some chick bent over, and people were saying that, they hate it because there's a white male protagonist, and the game was anti-woke and all this other shit. And he's over working on NFTs and all that other shit, and people definitely don't like those. But Ben Studio, currently in its current iteration, they said we don't represent the views of John Garvin, Jake Rocket, whatever. We're doing our own thing. We're trying to make our own games. We're trying to support other studios. We have nothing to do with that. We have a brand new management. We're moving on. You can take IPs, you can take stuff from bad creators or creators that don't have really good arguments or debates or whatever, and you can move on from it and make a new baby, or recreate a baby in a sense. Why am I thinking of Death Stranding? I have no fucking idea. The BBs. You could take their baby and you can still craft a universe despite all the stuff they're saying on social media, because it has no bearing on that present concurrent team. And that's what I want people to understand when they go out and say, hey, Renegade, you're a transphobe for buying Hogwarts Legacy. And I'm like, no, I just want to have a fucking good time, and I could be, you should not be hurling that word at me, because once again, I am the least discriminatory person in the present. Like, I'm all accepting of the people, you know what I mean, the gays, so to speak. And it is weird, like, it's just weird. Like, this is a very inclusive channel, and people think that. But look, I'm always gonna tell you this. It doesn't matter what your political ideologies are. There's a reason why my bio says I'm an independent thinker, because I am. I don't care about people's opinions when it comes to buying games. I don't, or reviewing games. I review games for me. I have my own personal score. I have my own personal taste. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. There's nothing else I can tell you. I play games for me. You can play games for you or do boycotts for you. That's fine. But for me, I'm a whole different breed. And, we can talk about it in February, you know what I mean? You can pull up anytime and we can have a little conversation. If you want to jump in the call, I'll try to get you on Discord. We can do all that. That's no problem to me, but that's just the nature of the beast around here. I'm always going to say what's on my mind, and for controversy, I don't care where it lands. If I got something to say, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna buy that game at launch. So I'm sorry for the long-winded video, but I wanted to get all my thoughts out there crystal clear as a button, and tell you guys what I thought of the whole Hogwarts Legacy controversy before anything comes my way. And I've been seeing this for a while. I literally saw this with like two mutuals who couldn't stand it anymore, and they were going ballistic. So it's just weird, man. It's just so weird. But I'm gonna end the video here. Hopefully you guys have a great day, a great venture, and I can't wait to see you in the Wizarding World. February, we're gonna play Quidditch and all that other shit. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.